Well, there's no doubt that Australia's native freshwater fish are having a bit of a tough time, and you could probably say the same about the state of the rivers too. One of the reasons for that is the state of the infrastructure that we use to pump water out of that river for our crops. Now, there's no getting around the fact that that water, or those rivers, are the lifeblood of Australia's agricultural industry. But there's probably also an argument to say that the modernisation of that infrastructure hasn't moved at the pace that it probably should have. So I've come out to Western New South Wales to catch up with some irrigators and some farmers to see some new technology that they're using on the end of their pumps, to see if that is one of many answers we need to clean up the state of our rivers.
My first stop is on the banks of the Barwon River, where I'm catching up with Jeff, a local cotton farmer who's recently put a new screen on his irrigation pump.
Jeff, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good, mate.
You good? So this is the site?
Yep.
This is on the Barwon River, are we?
On the Barwon at Walgett, yep.
And this is your pump?
This is the pump.
With the screen on it?
On there.
Mate, I've travelled 7 hours to come check this out. Can we
Yep.
have a look?
My word, we can.
Let's do it.
At the moment, we've got the fish screens up out of the water, so we can go right through it. We've got a big winch over here, all run off hydraulic solar system up the top. The screen, which the little finlings, nothing can get through that, and debris. And while it's in motion, it cleans itself under the water.
How many times have you turned that on a day?
So I can set that myself up in the computer.
Yep.
At the moment, while I'm pumping, I set it for 4 times every 24 hours.
And you didn't have that level of control before?
I had 0 control, yeah.
Wow. And if you put your hand on that in the water, there's 0 suction on that, is that right?
Yep.
Incredible. No wonder there's no fish up there.
No, that's right.
You've had it for about 12 months now.
Yep.
What's one of the biggest benefits that you've seen from your point of view?
From my point of view, the fish, like I don't see fish in the channels or anything anymore, and the debris, so I'm not having to back flush or fix my pump that's been hit with debris.
So you're telling me before this was on, you would see fish up in there that had to get pumped all the way down from here, that's right?
Yeah, definitely.
And now you don't see any?
Don't see any at all.
And what about the debris? Just explain that a little bit.
Oh, just twigs and stuff that goes through the pump, you know?
Yep.
Can't be good for it.
Yep. Is this chalk and cheese compared to what was on here before?
Oh, definitely.
Before leaving the town of Walgett, there was another site up the road I wanted to check out, on the lower Namoy River, a vastly different looking river to Jeff's place.
James.
Jonathan,
We made it. You good?
Yeah, I'm well. Yeah.
Is this the side of your pump, is that right?
This is the side of the new screens.
So it's got the new screens on it since September, is that right?
Since September, so we've had the season to get used to it, and yeah, let's go and have a look.
Let's do it. So this is it?
This is it.
What am I looking at? It's the main thing.
Well, this is how it cleans. We've got a brush in here.
Mm-hmm.
The brush is on the inside.
Yep.
And they actually that actually cleans the in and the outside, and you can see really how clean it is. I mean, the idea of keeping that screen clean, obviously the idea of that is actually so we have an unrestricted flow, and obviously from a pumping point of view, if we got consistent supply through the pump, you know, we're pumping our water as efficiently as we possibly can.
And the two biggest things is maintenance and efficiency is what I keep hearing from you. Are they the two biggest points that...
Oh, certainly. I mean, efficiency is part of it, you know, that consistent supply of water. You know, that the flow-on effect of that is you know, a more efficient use of fuel. So that's the first thing. And the maintenance is so simple. I mean, it's self-maintaining twice a day, and once a year we pull it up and make sure all the brushes are right, and it's still going well.
So this is the old...
This is the old grate to keep debris out of the system. Debris, fish, everything. So
it's not even comparable, is it?
No, this is very low-tech engineering, where you know that's a substantially better system, and you can see why the issues with this.
There was no questioning the benefits of this new technology so far for business owners like James and Jeff, but I was keen to hear from someone whose sole responsibility is with the operations of a pump. So I teamed up with Jim, an irrigation manager on the banks of the Macquarie River.
So we're here, this is the site that you manage?
Yes, this is the Tananda Irrigation Gingin site.
Yep. How long have you been managing this one?
I've been managing this site now for 8 years. for these guys.
And how long's the screen been on?
Essentially about 6 months now, or 7 months.
So you've had a season to kind of get into it.
Did the summer irrigation season with it, yes.
Mate, what is one of the big benefits that that you've seen with this? And if you can draw on maybe an example of a neighbour nearby that hasn't had such a pleasant experience?
Yeah. From my point of view, operationally, I didn't notice that the screen was even there. It wasn't until the neighbour across the river here talked to him one day, and he asked me if we had any issues with the trash, bark, leaves in the river. He had suddenly had to double his backflow efforts, and we didn't see any issues. I didn't even realise there was a problem going on. So, yes.
Mate, you're a manager of this scheme. What's the value of peace of mind for someone like yourself who's got, obviously this is a very high-tech site, knowing that you've now got infrastructure on the end that means that you don't have to be worrying about, you know, maintenance problems. How much do you value that?
Well, more for the grower's point of view, and if you can extend the life of the pumps by a few years, that's they're very expensive to repair, so a few years is worth a lot of money, and the ability of the pumps to maintain what you've asked them to do is pretty important for me, so that's peace of mind.
So the screens get your tick of approval?
They get my tick of approval. There's no reason I can see at the moment to talk anything against them.
We've just finished visiting another site and I've popped down on the water here, just having a bit of a think about all the conversations we've had over the last couple of days, which have been really interesting. And I think the biggest message that I can distill out of all those conversations is the different benefits that these screens offer, but more importantly, the dual benefits. So if you're into, you know, efficiency, reducing maintenance and saving money, well, the screens are going to do that. And we've heard on multiple occasions that they offer, you know, numerous benefits in that field. But the same problems that we keep hearing about of things getting sucked up those pumps, you know, that's applicable to fish too. And we've heard multiple occasions of fish being found up in the canals, which makes me think that regardless of what your interest is, these screens kind of tick both boxes. And it's been really cool that, you know, we've met with people you know, who haven't had problems with debris or haven't had problems with fish, but on all occasions these screens are kind of ticking all those boxes, which is really cool.
As my journey continues, I organised a catch up with James. He hasn't got a screen yet, but he's close to doing so. So I wanted to hear more about the problems he might be having with the old technology.
Well, I'm here with Jason from Trangie and we're on the banks of the Macquarie River, standing next to his old pump, which is currently out of the water. You're getting a new system going in, but just on this one here now, one of the big benefits going from the old system to the new system, Jason, is obviously going to be that protection of biodiversity, fish. Have you had any instances when you've been checking pumps where you've actually seen a fish inside one of these things?
Yeah, so I've seen this pump out of the water twice now, and both times there's been a fish in the bottom bell end, about a 30-40 centimetre cod that's been living in the end of the pump.
So you just swum in there thinking it's a snag or a good place to hang out, gone through the big grates, and they are quite large, and it's just stationed himself in there. So when you turn that pump on...
Yeah, as soon as I started that pump, he would have been the first fish to die, unfortunately, yeah.
And that's the reality of these old pumps, isn't it? Is that because the grates on the end of them are so big, anything that can fit through them, unfortunately, is just going to be treated like water or debris and get sucked up.
Yeah, and you know, a pump doing 70 megs a day, you know, pumps a lot of water, so the fish are actually drawn to it, and they've got no hope but to go through the pump.
Mate, you've been on this river for how many generations now?
Yeah, I'm a fourth generation farmer here. I lived on the river my whole life, and I actually take it for granted. Having such a beautiful river right at your back door is priceless.
So everything that you can do to protect not only the river but also the fish that live in it, you're going to do?
Yeah, the fish is most important. Like, we've got to protect them for future generations. The decline in codfish in the last 50 years has been phenomenal. Like, it's gone downhill. But looking after them now is most important for our future generations.
And just a little part that you can do is chucking a screen on the end of your pump?
Yeah, if I can help out by doing that, yeah, save the fish in the river, get cleaner water for the farm, it's a win-win for everyone.
Well, Well, it's been such a cool experience to be able to get out to some of these locations and see those sites which have been able to adopt that screening technology. No doubt, there is a long way to go in this story here in Australia, particularly with the type of infrastructure that we're using in our rivers. But the good news is, and as we've learnt based on the conversations that we've had, is that the momentum has started. And to be honest, as it should have. Because why wouldn't we want to do everything we can do to protect these rivers?